This lemon garlic shrimp pasta is super easy to make. In less than 20 minutes, you can take simple flavors and have fantastic results. And we did it all on the griddle. When making this dish, the first thing that thought to my mind was, when you have simple ingredients, you need to be able to cook them correctly. So we're not going to overpower anything. So we're using shrimp, garlic, red pepper, lemon, parsley, butter, just a fresh grating of Parmesan cheese, and noodles, right? So when you're talking about griddle cooking, obviously when you're talking about skillet cooking, griddle cooking, although there's tons of similarities, there are differences, right? It's really hard to create that sauce and keep sopping up that the pasta with the sauce. But we're going to mimic that today on the griddle, okay? Important things to note, I'm going to let everything flow pretty effortlessly. Obviously, salted water, you're able to do that with a pasta. I know it sounds crazy, you got to hear me out. Don't add too much water to your pasta, right? You only need enough water to boil your pasta. The idea where you need 8 gallons of water for a half pound of pasta, you don't get that starch effect, right? When you hear so many people talk about finishing sauces with pasta water, it's because that pasta water is full of starch. Starch helps thicken. So we're going to mimic that today as well. Very light, very simple. This is not a creamy version. I want to keep all these flavors imparted and really robust. And other than that, I think we should be able to create a fantastic dish. First things first, let's salt the water, get the pasta in there so we can strain it, save that water, and then finish the dish. Half pound of pasta to the water. This recipe will be on theflattopking.com. And when you get there, you're going to notice something new. You guys have been asking for it for over a year. It's taken a while, but they're finally here. These are finally available on the website. The Flat Top King aprons. We kept it simple, just kept the design simple, no changes really. So this is the one you'll see with the 2 pockets. We also have some fresh merch with the hats and stuff like that. But I know you guys are interested in the aprons, so there you go. When it comes to shrimp, another way to impart a ton of flavor that's often thrown away or misused is the actual thawing part of the shrimp. If you notice how much moisture is there right now, when we started, you can see the frozen shrimp. As those shrimp thaw, all that right there is flavor, and we're definitely going to be using it.
Boy, you're just all about the tips today.
When you're using light flavors, you need every advantage possible to create a fantastic dish. When the flavors are robust, like a chorizo or something like that, you can get away with a lot. But when you're using light flavors, you got to really hone your skills. Just a touch of olive oil, kind of just draining these shrimp off, and I'm going to put them here, saving all that shrimp juice. Just coat it in that olive oil. Just about a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to season everything now because it's going to happen extremely fast on the griddle. About a half teaspoon of fresh cracked pepper, and then crushed red pepper. I'm going about a 1/4 teaspoon. If you like it spicy, go more, and set this to the side. That salt's going to act like a little brine inside the shrimp. Next up on the list, garlic. If you guys want to put this through the press, I highly recommend it. If you can shave it thin, I would highly recommend doing it that. If you don't feel comfortable getting your knife that close to the finger, I can completely understand. Just do the best you can. If you go thicker, just come back and kind of like chop it up as fine as you can. It's not going to be on the griddle long, so the smaller, the more flavor you get, okay? So when I say shaved, just take your time. If you can go faster, you can go faster. And really focus on getting some thin shavings. All right, all that garlic's chopped. 1 large lemon. We're going to zest the lemon and just put the zest on the cutting board. We're gonna use that sparingly for later in 2 different spots. Let's go ahead and juice this lemon, the whole thing. I don't know how much we'll need, but I want all that available because like I said, it's gonna happen extremely quick on that griddle. And then at the end, I've just got some fresh parsley. You can add as little, as much as you like. A lot of it's really more about garnish. It does add a little fresh zing to it. So just give it a couple passes. This side of the griddle's on low, this side's completely off. We need to find that sweet spot. I would say right through here is where I'm looking for. And the reason is, you got to give time for that garlic to cook, okay? If it's too hot on your griddle, your garlic's going to burn. So this might be one of those situations, especially on like the 3 and 4 burners where you don't use all your burners. We're gonna add that garlic right to the butter. Notice the difference in the sides, how much that's evaporating, because this spot's hotter. So we're just mixing all this together. So many times I've preached about doing a landing zone for your shrimp to where each piece kind of gets its own landing zone to get that sear. We're not doing that. We want these to be soft, tender. I mean, they are tender when you do them the other way, but you can just put them down in there. You're just trying to toss them in that butter as they cook. That red pepper is going to come off of there. You guys know the drill when it comes to shrimp. You just want to make sure that they're opaque, cooked all the way through. And I'm not worried about them cooking all the way through now because we got a little ways to go. See that right there? Large majority of this is cooked. That one probably needs to be turned. That one would probably benefit from turning. Al dente pasta, okay? The reason why I'm putting it in the bowl because I need to save some of that pasta liquid. Before we add the pasta liquid, remember all that liquid from the frozen shrimp? That's flavor. About 75% of that lemon zest. Same thing with the lemon juice. About 50% of the parsley. That sound right there to me is too hot. See how I'm moving it over? I want this pasta just to sit there and absorb all those flavors. I just tasted it. You're tasting for a numerous amount of things. Texture of the noodle, the lemony, the garlicky. If you need a little bit of salt, we have a little ways to go. The noodle's not necessarily done, which is absolutely perfect because when it cooks, look what it's absorbing now. All that flavor. Just move it over, warm it up. Getting a little dry. And that's where that pasta water comes in. And remember, this is salted as well, so if you guys were on a Blackstone, obviously your grease trap's right here, right? So you wouldn't be pushing it to the back, it'd be more towards the forward side. And a lot of your griddles, the exteriors are your cooler zones. So just like anything, right? You just got to get used to it. You got to work your zones. Find those good spots that you need to be in, and just don't overcook it. But that right there. All right, this side of the griddle's off. And right at the very end, which is completely optional, I definitely don't want to overdo it with the Parmesan cheese, but that Parmesan cheese, as it melts, is going to help absorb some of that liquid to finish it off. And right there is what I'm looking for. Not a lot of sauce left. And to finish it off, the big three. A little bit of lemon zest for a little pop. You'll be amazed how much flavor this adds. And there you go. Look, the longer this sits, obviously, the thicker it's going to get. The good thing about a griddle is you can make a ton of this stuff. The one thing I'd like to say is the one thing we do not use is wine. When I use alcohol, a lot of people will request, hey, what is the alternative? You can see right here that we added a lot of flavor. Would I recommend wine? Absolutely. But that does not mean that you can't make a fantastic dish without it. And hopefully this proves it. So I didn't even want to add the Parmesan cheese, but the wife said, there's no way we can have it without the cheese. I'm using my fake spoon for etiquette.
Peep the new hats too.
Good. The pasta is perfectly done. And this is what I love really about, this is why pasta should be better than what it is. When done correctly and it's light, you don't feel bogged down. Nothing heavy, citrusy, seafoody, garlicky. You can almost taste the level of like deepness, like, right?
The levels of flavor.
Yeah, I mean, they're all hitting. Seafood's done well.
That shrimp is perfect.
Just have some dang garlic toast.
It is super light.
There you go.
That's good, baby.
Good job, kid.
That's good.
What I did.
Super easy too.
It's all about the pasta. Don't cook it all the way through. If your pasta starts to get dry and you need to go longer, or both, add that pasta water. It saves you. Move it on off the heat and you should be good. There's a join button down below to membership program. We thank each and every one of you for taking time for doing so. Check us out on Facebook and check us out on Instagram. Last but not least, thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button, pound the notification button, share with your friends. Peace.
Golly.
You almost need like some, like that sauce on the bottom is like perfect for bread dippage.
I know. That's super good, babe.
What are we doing?
Let's go eat.